cage with birds inside. Spurge in the building, let's ride. You want the sanitized version? You're the court proof, Tory approved. Right now we're breaking every rule tonight. Raw truth, no filter, this is how we go. Unleash, unleash. Can't contain what I release. Unleash, unleash. Breaking chains and find my face. They try to box me in four walls, paint me picture perfect for their halls. But rebellion runs through my veins like fire. Every rule they made just fuels desire. To speak the words they don't want heard. Push boundaries with every single word. This stage is mine, my voice, my choice. Nobody silences this rap. I'm unleashed, unleashed. Can't contain what I release. I'm unleashed, unleashed. Breaking chains and find my face. You think you know me? Think you control the narrative? Watch me tear it down, bound and back my way. Every scar tells a story. Every battle makes me stronger. I will bow, I will break.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my little special here. As you see it right up there, Outlaw Sports Talk. I'm your guy, Spurge. We told you guys there were some different things coming to us here at X Fan Show, and this is just one of them. You know, A-Train's got his show called the A-Train Show, so now I'm going to start my own little thing called Outlaw Sports Talk. You don't know what the hell I'm going to talk about. As you heard in my little intro there, I am unleashed, unfiltered, unapologetic when it comes to this, and I'm literally going to talk about anything and everything sports related. I don't care if it's soccer. I don't care if it's football, tennis, table tennis, cricket, any baseball, anything. I have an opinion. Well, thank you. We love that you watch our streams, but make sure you keep tuning into all of our streams because me and Arlington are taking everything completely different. We're still going to do the X Fan Show. That's still going to be short. I'm going to have my own Outlaw Sports Talk page. You can find that on Twitter, Facebook, all of that stuff. But today I was bored. I was talking to, some of you guys know my better half from over there at the A-Team show, Amanda. I was like, you know what? I'm going to do a show tonight. And as you see the background, it ain't changed except I put that up. She doesn't like it. I don't care. I didn't like that she put the brick wall up behind me. But, hey, look, happy wife, happy whatever. What is up? Denzel. So yeah, this is going to be anything and everything topic. I'm going to take a couple different topics for the day and we're going to talk about it. And today it just happens to be, I have some very interesting ones, and it might even be a sport hell I don't know anything about. But you guys know me, I'm unapologetic, I'm unfiltered, and I think I know everything. So I'm going to learn everything there is about sports. Whether you like it or not, the Spurge will know everything and anything there is about sports. 9 times out of 10, as I say, what is up, Kiala? Every 9 times out of 10, everything I say is I'm always right. So is only one you know what, Denzel, you tune in Wednesday or Thursday night. Me and Arlington will definitely talk about that because if you look at some things that are going on in that world, some very interesting things that are happening. But yeah, again, I'm not talking UFL talk because that's something I do with Arlington. But I will say this. I do have a hunch on what is happening. So you can tune in Wednesday or Thursday at 7 o'clock. And then we'll go and do our replay on Facebook or on YouTube. I mean, that's what we'll do, you know. But look, there's a couple things that I do want to talk about, and there's something big happening in the world here in North America in 2026. It just happens to be the world's largest sport and the most viewed sport with over 3.6 billion people watching the sport. What is that sport? It is called the World Cup. Is starting next year. I mean, hell, it's completely changed the world of spring football and the things that it's done because it makes that much money. The World Cup does. FIFA and the World Cup, it's the largest, it's the most watched sport across the world. 3.6 billion people watch that sport. And it's interesting because, you know, we have a U.S. team here in the United States, but they have not been playing very well because they've actually had some very, very sloppy losses. So prime example, the U.S., okay, the United States men's national team. Let me explain this to you, people. Have now lost 5 straight games versus the FIFA's top 25 teams by a combined 11-1. The U.S. is winless in 7 straight games, getting outscored 17-3. Excluding Mexico, the last U.S. win in FIFA in the top 25 team was against Iran in the 2022 World Cup. Now, we are the host city or the host country, one of the host countries. You have Canada and Mexico, right? We are one of the host countries here in North America and Central America, yet we can't win a game. It seems that way. So how does the U.S. men's soccer team fare in the world of soccer? Is the question we have to ask ourselves. You know, I mean, like, look, you look at it against Korea, they did not play very well. I mean, it's just not a very, very good thing for the U.S. soccer, the men's national team. The women's team, on the other hand, is a totally different story. But I mean, the national men's soccer team just lost another game. We have the World Cup coming up. We seem to can't win a game because we're just being completely blown out every single time. Dan, that's not true, because if you look, one of the greatest soccer players that play in the Premier Cup is an American-born young man. Again, guys, I'm going to start learning everything there is about sports. That's going to be the scary thing, is that Spurge is going to be it. So are we really that bad, or do we just have some bad players in soccer? I mean, the women's team dominates. Why is it that our women's team dominates so much more than our men's team does? That's the question you have to ask yourself. So, Dan, is it really that U.S. isn't good in soccer? Or is it just that the men's U.S. isn't good at soccer? Because the women's soccer side seems to be doing very, very well. You know, I mean, if you look at let's just go with the last 10 World Cup winners, right? World Cup winners for men and women. And we'll be shocked by it. You know, you'll be shocked. So, like, here, for the last 10 men's winners, now this goes all the way back to 86. Argentina won it in 2022, France in 18, Germany in 14, Spain in 10, Italy in 6, Brazil in 2, France in 98, 94 Brazil, 90 West Germany, and 86 was Argentina. Now, that's the last 10 World Cups for the men's. You guys ready for this one? The Women's World Cup. 23 was Spain. 19 and 15, it was the U.S. 11 it was Japan, 7 it was 7 and 3 it was Germany. 99 the US, 95 Norway, 91 was the US. So again, I ask you, is it just that the men are not that good and the women are? I mean, in the last 10 championships for the Women's World Cup, the U.S. women's has won 4 of them. 4. There you go, Dan. Okay. The U.S. men's are not that good. Again, this is the World Cup. We are a host country. Wouldn't you think we would try to put the best product out there for ourselves? We're going to try, but we're going to see how it works. Who knows, right? You know, in other news of soccer world news, Morocco becomes the first team, the first African team. They're not the first African team to ever qualify for the World Cup. That happened all the way back in 1934 with Egypt. But they are the first African team this year for the 2026 team to clinch their spot in the World Cup. So that's kind of exciting that Morocco is the first African team to clinch their spot in the World Cup. Now, again, are they going to go very far? I mean, who knows if they're going to go very far, but at least they made it. They're the first team to qualify for the World Cup for 2026. You know, will be maybe becoming the first African country to already qualify for the World Cup. So that's going to be interesting how Morocco does, you know, in the World Cup. And I mean, like, look, people, we're talking about bringing billions and billions upon billions of dollars into the United States in the World Cup for 2026. I mean, billions of dollars. You know, we're going to be watched by over 3.5 billion people. So it's going to be interesting to see how it works. Now, I mean, you're going to have 48 teams this year. It is increased from the 32 teams. I mean, look, if you look at it, if I look at it one way, right? Okay. The team that won last year was Spain. You know, look, you got some great players over there. So how is this going to work? How is it going to work? You know what I mean? We're going to have 16 host cities here across the United States. You know, it's going to be interesting how this all will play out. And as the World Cup gets closer, I have some people who are soccer freaks, and I'll be bringing them on Outlaw Sports. You know what I'm saying? What, the Super Bowl? Yeah, I am too. I am waiting for the Super Bowl also. Dan, I'm waiting for the Super Bowl because I'll tell you what, the rookies showed out this week in the NFL week 1. Showed out great, you know. I mean, if you look at it here, you know, your favorites for the World Cup. Oh, I 100% believe it will outdo what we got to realize here in America is that the NFL is king in America, but we're talking worldwide, globally. Worldwide, globally. We're talking 3.6 billion people watch soccer worldwide. Say football ranks in the top 10 for football with like 400 and something million worldwide. We're talking that a worldwide global phenomenon is soccer. You know, Dan, the NFL just started to be getting played worldwide. Just now globally. I mean, they just had their first global broadcast on YouTube, which shout out to the NFL and the YouTube stream of Rich Eisen, Kurt Warner, Mr. Beast, all of those guys did a phenomenal job. I mean, well, hell, I mean, Rich Eisen and Kurt Warner are great on the microphone together. I love watching those guys. NFL Game Day is the thing I watch every Sunday. If you don't believe me, you can ask Amanda. She will tell you. It's the thing that I watch the most. That's the NFL countdown show that I watch. But they just started playing globally. Soccer's been played globally for years. Years. It's been played globally. You know, I mean, listen, NFL Europe didn't last long in Europe. I mean, granted, give credit to the European Football League because they're still surviving and all of that, but it doesn't have the appeal that soccer does over there. I mean, I mean, look, you got Spain, who is the favorite to win the World Cup, next to France, next to Brazil, England, and Argentina. You got guys like Ronaldo, guys like Messi, you know, two of the biggest global names in the world today when it comes to soccer, two of the highest paid athletes when it comes to the EFL had it. It had its Super Bowl. You're absolutely right, Dan. It did. I mean, globally, these guys are recognizable as two of the most recognizable players in the world. Is that, you know, like look, we can do this. Who is the most recognizable player in the world in sports? Player in sports. And I guarantee you it's going to be Ronaldo or Messi will be at the top of that list. Okay, again, here it is. Now this is the top 5 most recognizable players in the world of sports. 2 of them aren't even playing anymore. 2 of them aren't. One's dead. One ain't even playing anymore and hasn't played for years, right? And here it is. Ronaldo, Messi, LeBron James, Michael Jordan, and Muhammad Ali. The 5 most recognizable sport athletes in the world today. Now, again, that's debatable. But again, let's look at it. I don't see any NFL player's name on there. Pele. Dan, I'm not disagreeing with you that Pele is not a recognizable name. I'm talking about in today's sports. Ronaldo, Messi, James, Jordan, and Ali. Now, you always talk about the debate of the GOAT, right? To me, Pele is the GOAT of soccer. Ronaldo and Messi are right there with them, but they're both at the same time. So are they really that guy? Are they really the GOAT? You can't be if you have another person in that league with you at that time. Pele is the GOAT of soccer. You know, I mean, so that's how you look at it as the most recognizable players. That's who it is. That is according to Sports Business Journal, is that it's Pele or that it's Ronaldo, Messi, LeBron, Jordan, and Ali. Top guys in the world, you know. So it's that simple. That's simple. So, you know, and I mean, you got Messi getting ready to go in for his mission to win his 6th World Cup. Can you imagine? If Messi, or not Messi, my bad, Ronaldo wins his 6th World Cup? 6, mind you. I mean, who has more World Cups? Who has more World Cups, Messi or Pele? Well, I didn't want to do Messi. I wanted to do Ronaldo. My bad. Hold on. Who has more cups, World Cups? Ronaldo or Pele? That's the question. That's what you have to ask yourself. And here's what it is. Pele has 3. And Ronaldo has. What is it? What? See, they're saying Ronaldo hasn't won one with Portugal, but yet he's on the mission for a 6th World Cup. You know, I mean, yeah, Ali is. Well, I don't know, man. Man. I'll tell you what. I don't know, man. I'm a Tyson fan myself. I'm more of a Mike Tyson fan. So, I mean, you ask me, 3 greatest boxers in the world right there. Mike, Ali, and Floyd right there. Boom, boom, boom. There they are. The 3 greatest of all time, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. But that's what this show's about. And it's my opinion is the only one that matters. So, yeah, those are your 3 greatest of all time. You know what I mean? So, again, like I said, this is a show where I'm going to talk about anything and everything. Now, this is the one I'm going to shock you guys the most because not a lot of you people would realize this. Not a lot of people would realize this about me. But I love a certain sport. Believe it or not. It's a sport you wouldn't think I would like. And even Amanda makes fun of me for watching this sport. But I like tennis. And I watch all of it. I watch it. I watch the U.S. Open. And I watched a kid, Carlos. How do you say his name? I'm going to say Alcatraz, but I know that ain't it. Come out and just dominate the number 1 player in the world, center. Dominated him. 6-2 was the first set. 6-3 the second set. And then it was 6-1, 6-4. Just dominated this man. I mean, he went through 3. I mean, listen, he beat Djokovic, in my opinion, one of the greatest tennis players to ever play the game, Djokovic, and dominated Djokovic in the semifinals. 6-4, 7-6, 6-2, dominated Djokovic. You got to remember, at a time, Djokovic was just on top of the world of tennis. Top of the world. And to be dominated by this 22-year-old basic phenom from Spain and to win the U.S. Open was just an amazing, amazing feat. An amazing feat that he did that and won. Just unbelievable. And you got to remember there was the U.S. Open, probably one of the most historic things here in the U.S. And if you remember, he beat Sinner in the French Open. Beat him in the French Open. I mean, he's been running through everybody as of late. You go back to the Italian Open, he won against Sinner, beat him. You go to the French Open, he beats Sinner. You go to the SHBC Championships, he doesn't beat Sinner, he beats another guy, right? You go to Wimbledon, Sinner beats him. You go to the Cincinnati Masters, he beats Sinner there. You come to the US Open and he beats Sinner. I mean, he's only lost to Sinner one time in all these championships. One time. He's beat him. His Sinner has. You know what, Dan? I mean, that was pretty funny. And you want to believe it or not, John McEnroe was the reason why one of the reasons why tennis uses what they call the true line. That he is one of the reasons why they use the true line. what sport used the true line first? It was tennis. Tennis was the first sport to really use the true line, is what it was. And that started all the way back. What's up, my man, Arlington? Who first used the true line in sports? So, John McEnroe was one of the first guys. It was developed in cricket. Cricket started using it first in the true line. And then it was initially used in the broadcast technology in cricket against England and Pakistan in 2001, later adopted by tennis back in 2003, and then was later accepted by official uses by the referees in 2006. Now, they were using a version of the true line back in the 80s and late 80s, early 90s. But it wasn't until 2003 when the true line was actually adopted into tennis. And I mean, listen, you can call it the Hawkeye, you could call it whatever, UFL calls it whatever they call it. No, the NFL called it the Hawk line last night. But, we don't give tennis a lot of credit. Tennis is what really took the use of the Hawkeye true line and made it what it was today. They're the ones to do it, whether you want to say it or not. They're the ones that want to do it. And if you guys remember, my buddy who just checked in, let me pull his name up because he's a half-wit and I love him. Right there. My man, the A-Train. He's doing his little show tomorrow at noon called the A-Train Show. And the way this is going to work is I'm going to talk about something, and then Arlington's going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about something that's really going to piss him off, that he's going to have to talk about tomorrow. And he's gonna hate it. That's what I love so much about this. Because I'm unfiltered, I'm unapologetic, I'm going to break the narratives, and then I'm going to build them up the way that I see fit, whether anybody likes it or not. But I'm going to talk about this little sport. To be honest, I haven't even watched at all. Never. Haven't watched it. But I do know this. There's an individual that if they are not playing, the ratings drop, attendance drops, and all of that. That has a major, major impact in the sport. And that is Caitlin Clark, who is injured. Now, here's my question. Where's Amanda? I need to get Amanda down here for this. I need to get Amanda down here because this is my show. I can just do whatever the hell I want. I'm going to text you right now. Sweetie, I'm going to ask her something because I didn't know this was possible. I didn't know this was possible. Okay? I didn't know this was possible. I didn't know a woman could injure her groin. Now, so the Caitlin Clark is going to miss the remainder of the season due to a right groin injury. Now, I didn't know that. I didn't know a woman could injure her groin. Like, how is that possible? Sandy, you're a woman. You tell me how that's possible. But see, I texted her, and she ain't coming downstairs. I don't know why. I know she ain't even watching me. She's mad at me. She's probably watching the football game. And that's another reason why I decided to broadcast, because I didn't want to watch the football game with her. It's Monday Night Football. She's a Vikings fan. My team's the Bears. And she screams and yells like a mongoloid. Oh, speaking of that, come here, sweetie. I have a question for you. Come say hi to everybody on Outlaw Sports. Say hi to everybody. Hi. Sweetie. What? How does a woman injure her groin? How is that possible? You guys have a groin? No. But how do you injure a groin then if you're a woman? Because Caitlin Clark, look, Caitlin Clark is out due to a groin injury, a right groin injury.
Well, we all have girls.
Well, but no, get over here.
I don't.
Get over here. But how does a woman injure her groin? You don't have a stick and two balls. You don't have a bat and two balls.
Why did I come down here?
I might wanting to know how.
I'm too busy watching this.
Oh, look, I'm wanting to know how a woman injures her right groin. What is considered your groin?
Down here.
That's the whatever it is. I'm trying. How does a woman? You know what? I'm gonna ask right now. I'm gonna ask that right now. How does a woman injure her groin? Fair question. Here's what it says. How a woman? It is from athletic activities, repetitive movements, and lifting heavy objects. Wow. It's very funny because they say athletic activities. Never knew this. This is interesting for a guy. Okay, it says athletic activities. Many sports requiring sudden changes in direction, sprinting, jumping, kicking, which can strain or tear the abductor muscle in the inner thigh. Common sports for this includes soccer, hockey, basketball, long distance running, and gymnastics. Interesting. Okay, interesting. So, Caitlin Clark is out for the rest of the remainder of the season due to a groin injury. Now, am I saying, look, let's not get it twisted. I'm not saying Caitlin Clark is the best women's basketball player in the WNBA. Not saying that at all. Just like I'm not saying LeBron James is it this generation's Michael Jordan. But the impact that Caitlin Clark has brought to this game of basketball, right? What is the impact that Caitlin Clark has brought to basketball? That is the question you have to ask yourself. What is the impact that Caitlin Clark has brought to basketball? Now, again, I'm not saying she's the best because there are other players out there. There are other players out there, but if you look at, and I don't know why, but if you look at the average attendance of Caitlin Clark in the WNBA, it's 1.3 million. That triples the most from the last season. She ranks as one of the top sellers in the jerseys. But then, who is the greatest WNBA basketball player in the game today? We're not talking impact. I'm talking the greatest player in the game today. You ask me, it's not Caitlin Clark. Yes, she has brought more eyes to the game, but it's Miss Cowler over there at the Minnesota Lynx, Ja Wilson with the Las Vegas Aces, Alicia Thomas from the Phoenix Mercury, and Breanne Stewart of the New York Liberty. Now, according to ESPN, that's who they say are the greatest players. See, Arlington, we've had this conversation that Paige Buckers is a greater player than Caitlin Clark. Arlington, we've had this argument on the phone. So that's why I'm talking about it, because you and Pastor have to talk about it tomorrow on your show, whether you like it or not. You have to at least dedicate 5 to 10 minutes on this. Oh, Brukers, whatever, man. I'll say it however I want. Buckers, I'll say it however I want. Paige Buckers, I'll say it however I want. Now, again, I'm not saying. Again, the question is Caitlin Clark the best player in the game? It's not the question. The question is you do too have to talk about this. You do, because we've had this argument. She's just brought more eyes to the game. Unfortunately, because there were a lot of great players before her. Sue Bird, Lisa Leslie, Brittany Garner. A lot of great players before Caitlin Clark, right? Arlington's girl, Deanna, whatever her name is, the Kentucky or the Yukon Husky gal who won all those championships there with Gino. Listen, it's a new time. It's a new time and era. People want to see the short stuff, the highlights, and unfortunately, that's what Caitlin Clark's given us. I mean, look, you can say what you want about Angel Reese. Angel Reese has broken records with the most. There it is, right there. There it is. That's Arlington's girl right there. He loves her. Loves her. And Arlington, I tell you, she's a better white player than Caitlin Clark is. I'll tell you the same thing, too. She's a better white player than Caitlin Clark is. She won championships in college. Unfortunately, Caitlin Clark didn't win championships in college. If I'm not mistaken, Arlington, how many did she win? How many did she win in college? Was it 4 or 3? I can't remember what she won with Gino. I mean, I know they had that one great run where they went like 50 and something. The Huskies did. The women's Huskies. Went like 50 and something. And won like 3 championships in a row. Deanna, she's a better player. As of right now. No, Dan, it's not here we go. It's the truth. It's the truth. I'm not saying, again, you guys are missing the point. I'm not saying Caitlin Clark is not good. I'm not saying Caitlin Clark didn't bring people to new eyes to the game to women's basketball. I'm not saying that at all. All I'm saying is she's not the best player. She might be the most impactful player, but she's not the best player in the game today. And if you look, and here, I'll even give it to you, what Caitlin Clark said about her stuff, about her being the most, Caitlin Clark's comments. Look, I'll give it to you right here, and it's going to shock you guys. Here, right here. And it made people lose their minds when she said it. And if you guys don't believe me, here, I'm going to show you the website where I'm getting it from. Because I find it absolutely fascinating. Hi, Sandy, that Caitlin Clark said this. I find it absolutely fascinating that she said this. Caitlin Clark talks privilege. Being a white WNBA player denies the feelings of targeted because of her race. She basically acknowledges and recognizes the only reason, and she said it in a Time magazine article. I didn't say Reese was either, did I? Didn't say Reese was either. I told you who I thought were the best women in the game. Caitlin Clark's initial comments in her interview in December with Time magazine and refreshed those remarks in her interview with comedian David Letterman. The interview was filmed in December around the same time that they named her the Athlete of the Year. I definitely have privilege. I'm obviously white, but I think I'm somebody that grew up a huge fan of this league. I grew up watching this league, going to the game, supporting it. A lot of black women that grow up making this league what it is. She straight up said it. The only reason why she is looked the way she is looked upon is because of her privilege. Love it or hate it, Caitlin Clark herself acknowledged it. Now, you ask me, bravo to her. Bravo for her to say the truth. You don't believe me? That's the truth. The only reason why she is touted the way she is because of her privilege. You can't deny it because I showed it to you right there on Fox News website. I showed you exactly what she said. And if you don't believe me, again, I gave you the other proof. Go to her interview with David Letterman because I watched it and she said it there too. It's that simple. I told you guys this is unfiltered, unraw, and it's the truth. Plain and simple. Oops. I may piss some people off, but oh well. Life goes on. Wouldn't be the first time I pissed anybody off, would it now? That's all I'm saying. Anyway, so what else do we have? What else do I want to talk about? I got a lot of stuff that's on my mind. Another thing that I'm a huge fan of that a lot of people don't realize is baseball. And we lost a great manager in baseball and actually a really good player. The last guy to win a World Series for the New York Mets, manager Davey Johnson. He did retire, but he does a show on Netflix called And My Next Guest Needs No Introduction. And a great show. Great show. You need to go watch it. It's called My Next Guest. Shut up, Arlington. He was not decent. See, this is the other thing. Arlington's got to talk about Caitlin Clark and Davey Johnson tomorrow on the A-Train show. Because whatever that fool talks about tomorrow and whatever he tells me I have to talk about, then I got to talk about it the next time, which that's how it's going to work. So, Davey Johnson, he was decent. The dude died, Arlington. Come on, man. The dude died. 82 years old. Won a World Series. And the guy died. And you say he was decent. I mean, bro, that's just straight rudeness. Just unbelievable mean, Arlington. This is so killing Arlington that he can't get on here and counteract me. And I just love it. I love it. Look, I'm not talking. Listen, guys, I'm not talking UFL. I'm not. I will talk about that on Thursday with Arlington. It's that simple. And to be honest, I don't even care about the UFL anymore. I don't even really care. Because it's actually a joke of a league. If you want my honest opinion, it's a joke of a league. That's my honest opinion, people. That's my honest opinion. It's a joke. The league doesn't even take its own self serious. And neither does its fans. That's simple. That's simple. Look, I mean, listen. You're talking Davey Johnson, Arlington. Right, yeah. You're right. You guys want my honest opinion about the UFL? I could care less. I could care less about this league. I could care less about the ownership. I could care less about what teams are leaving and what teams are going. It is a joke of a league. It is piss poor ran management and everything. I don't even want to talk about it because it's that bad. And if you guys can't see it as fans, that this is a piss poor ran product, I don't know what to tell you. I don't. Give me one good thing that has come out of this league. Give me one good thing that this league has done. I mean, I can name you one thing, and she was just standing next to me. That this league has done for me. Oh, no, take that back. I give you a couple things. Gave me my man, my A-Train. Gave me you fans. Gave me Sandy. Gave me the woman that was standing next to me, Amanda. But other than that, what has it done? It's given me nothing but headaches. Nothing but headaches. It is piss poor. Yeah, like Sandy said. I was talking to Sandy the other day about it. Sandy was somewhere in her hometown wearing a Battlehawk shirt. And the guy said, hey, did you know over at the DeSoto Car Club that Archie and Fredbird was going to be there here in St. Louis at DeSoto's Car Club parade? Did you see that anywhere? Did you see that anywhere? On Facebook? Because I didn't. Sandy, did you see it anywhere? I didn't. I don't think Sandy saw it anywhere. They slap you in the face. They merge, they jack our ticket prices up. They say they're a league of opportunity. But if you're a league of opportunity, then you give everybody the opportunity to play. They don't do that. They don't do that. No, do I enjoy watching the game? Yes, I enjoy watching the game because it's football. Do I enjoy going to the tailgates? Yes, I do, because I get to see everybody. Other than that, I don't care anymore. Don't. I don't. It's pathetic. This league is a joke. It is ran piss poor, like Sandy just said. Again, guys, I told you. Yeah, the games are great. Management, not so much. It's that simple. It's that simple. But again, this is not a show about the UFL. This is a show for the fans, by a fan, that is unfiltered and raw. It's that simple. Again, if you don't believe me, prove me wrong. If it's so great and it is a league of opportunity, I've said it for how long now? Prove me wrong. It's that simple. Not one person yet has been able to prove me more wrong on why this is a league of opportunity. There it is. Plain and simple. And that's coming from possibly one of the biggest Battlehawk supporters there is. Why don't you ask Sandy? Sandy, what did Mother Hawk tell you? What did Mother Hawk tell you? Sandy? About the upcoming Battlehawks here. So back to my original point of Davy Johnson. Arlington said he was just decent. Decent. Davy Johnson was a second baseman from 1965 to 1980 to 1978. He spent the majority of his playing career in Baltimore, being part of their dynasty, winning 2 World Series as a player, Arlington. He was a 4-time All-Star. He was a 3-time Gold Glover. And he played for the Braves in 73 to 75, where notably he hit 43 home runs in 73 alongside the great Hank Aaron. He also had some stints with the Phillies and the Cubs, blah, blah, blah. Now, mind you, his managerial career, he managed for 17 years in the MLB with a 1372 wins, with 1071 losses, with a 56.2 win percentage. His win percentage, right there, a woman who has had season tickets, Mother Hawk, who has had season tickets from the Big Red to the Rams to the Battlehawks. She gave up no more games. What does that tell you? What does that tell you right there? All right, back to what I was saying. He managed the New York Mets from 84 to 90, and he is the winningest Mets manager in history. He led them to the 86 World Series. If I'm not mistaken, did they win that? I can't remember. He won Manager of the Year in 97 with the Baltimore Orioles. And then he was won it in 2012 with the Nationals. He was also involved with the U.S. baseball team, where he managed it in 2008, and the Olympic team, and then in 2009 for the World Baseball Classic. At the age of 82, the great Davy Johnson passed away. Kind of sad. You know, it's funny because I just found out Saturday, 3:30. Well, I found out yesterday that my aunt had just passed away. And, you know, as we get older, you know, as we were younger, we would go to a lot of weddings and stuff like that. But as we get older in our age, we start to go to more funerals and stuff like that. And it starts to sink in with you on that reality of life. And the one thing that for me that brings me joy and happiness is this little thing called sports and this little thing talking to you guys. With that being said, I'm going to end this show. No, I mean, if you guys like it, please reach out, say that you want me to do some more, build the Facebook page and all of that stuff. Other than that, tune in tomorrow where Arlington has to talk about how great Davy Johnson is and talk about the Caitlin Clark impact with Pastor Bailey. It's a really good show, so it should be interesting to watch the A-Train show tomorrow. Yes, Sandy, I do watch. Actually, I do watch golf, and I will be talking about golf. And again, you want to ask me, greatest golfer in the world, Tiger Woods, most impactful player in the game of golf ever. Don't get me wrong. Jack was a great player, has the most championships, PGA championships, wins. But that impact that Tiger made, man, was just unreal. The impact. Yes, Arlington, you have to talk about it. You have to talk about Caitlin Clark and Davy Johnson, how great Davy Johnson was. You only got to do 10 minutes of it. And then whatever you want me to talk about, I'll do 10 minutes of that, you big baby. So quit your crying. That's why I love you. Yeah. I mean, Tiger Woods, a great player. I mean, I'm happy that I saw Rory complete his grand slam. I'm loving what what's his name, Jordan Spieth is doing right now in golf. I'm loving what the Liv over there is doing. I'm loving it. Loving what Liv's doing. So yeah, I mean, we'll be talking golf. Hell, I'll even be talking NASCAR, and I don't know shit about NASCAR. I know there was a big NASCAR race this weekend. Arlington met a few of the guys. Listen, guys, I told you, it's Outlaw Sports. I'm going to talk about everything and anything. And I'm going to be right every single time. Why? Because it's just me. That's just me. The real Chris Mason reposted this stream. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. You never know what the hell I'm going to talk about on Outlaw Sports Talk. I told you guys, I'm unfiltered. They've always wanted me to be in this little box, and that's not me. I don't belong in a damn box. I just don't. I am too damn opinionated to be put in a box. For some reason, that's why Arlington has stayed with me so long doing this shit. Believe it or not. And then I got to give my man credit. I'm going to give two people credit. Well, I'm going to give a couple people credit on this. It was Amanda's like, you really should try to branch out and do your own show. I'm like, whatever. I don't know. She's like, you're really opinionated. I'm like, yeah, whatever. And then I was talking to another person I get advice from, Michael Lathrop, and said, you would do good. I do like that. Strong opinion Spurge, SOS. I do like it. But it was my guy Arlington. He's like, bro, you should do it. You should do it. I'm doing my show. You should do your show. And we'll cross promote them and I'll bring it to full circle. I was like, you know what, bro? All right, sure, I'll do it. I texted him and said, hey, I'm going to do a test show tonight. And he goes, really? Tonight? I was like, yeah, why the hell not? Because I can already hear her upstairs screaming like a fool because the fucking Vikings are probably doing something stupid. So she's already up there. You know it. I mean, listen, I'll never stop doing a show with Arlington. We will always do what we call the X Fan Show together. That is a given. But this is me talking more sports that I love to talk about. Hell, you never know. I might even be talking wrestling one day. You never know. You never know what I might be talking about. But with that being said, if you guys don't believe me, stick around for the 2.5 minutes and listen to my theme song. And then I'll tell you why I started this and wanted to. So I do stuff. I don't know. That was dumb, wasn't it? Just dumb. But that's me. You never know. Outlaw Sports. I'll see you.
This is just the beginning. What rebellion's all about. Told me play it safe, keep it clean for the cameras. But I never learned to cage what burns inside. Spurging in the building, let's ride. You want the sanitized version? The court proved we're improved. Right now we're breaking every rule tonight. Raw truth, no filter. This is how we unleash. Can't contain what I release. Unleash. Breaking chains and find my face. They try to box me in 4 walls, paint me picture perfect for their halls. But rebellion runs through my face like fire. Every rule they made just fuels desire. To speak the words they don't want heard. Push boundaries with every single word. This stage is mine, my voice, my choice. Nobody silences this rap. I'm unleashed. Unleashed. Can't contain what I release. I'm unleashed. Unleashed. Breaking chains and find my face. You think you know me? Think you control the narrative? Watch me tear it down. Build it back my way. Every scar tells a story. Every battle makes me stronger. I will bow, I will break.